Welcome to my channel Spy Online Classes. Today I'm going to talk about spell work. So, what happens when a spell doesn't work? Or what to do when a spell doesn't work? Or why a spell doesn't work? So, there is no guarantee that all the time spells will work. Sometimes they don't work, sometimes they work. Most of the times they work, of course. But there are times when a spell doesn't work. Whatever you do, it doesn't work. What does that mean? The outcome of a spell depends on a lot of factors. First of all, the karma of the person. Then, if there are any blocks in the person's life which has not been removed, no spell will work for such a person. So, whenever you are doing a spell work, you need to first consider if there are any blocks in their life and remove the blocks. If you are new to spell work and you do not know exactly how to do it, I would not recommend you to do spell work without having proper knowledge. Sometimes spells do not work because the placement of your elements are not right, or maybe you're not doing it the right way. So before you go into spell work, go for a proper training. Before you go into spell work, go for a proper training. You should know the basics of spell work. What to place on your altar, what elements you need, where to place the elements, the exact position of the elements. It's very, very important. If you do not place your elements in the exact position, the spell can bounce back on you. The gods and goddesses, the deities whom to invoke, the fallen angels whom to evoke. All these factors are very important. If you're doing a spell, if you're doing a ritual with a god or goddess from the right hand path, there is always a possibility that it will not work, because what you desire may not be what the god wants to give you. The God must have already prepared something for you, and which is good for you. But that is not what you want. You want something else. If you call the fallen angels, if you evoke the fallen angels, they will give you exactly what you want. They will not consider what is good for you or what is not good for you. You want something, they give it to you. That is how fallen angels work. Now, I'm not here to promote fallen angels. I'm just saying the facts. This is the fact which I have experienced, and many of my students have experienced also. Now, coming back to spell work. Why doesn't spells work? We got the reason, one of the reasons, or maybe two of the reasons. Now, when it doesn't work, then what do? You wait. You wait for a month, a moon cycle, and you repeat it. You do it again. You do it in a better way. Another thing is, your mind frame has to be very, very clear when you're doing spell work. You cannot do spell work when you're going through a lot of depression, or when you're going through a lot of abuse, or when you are sick, you're not physically well, or you have something deep going on in your mind. Any of these stages, you cannot do spell work. When you do spell work, your mind has to be very clear and focused on what you're doing, because whatever is on your mind is reflected on your spell work. Once a client came to me for a job spell, for she wanted to get a particular job in a company, and she's been trying for a long time for that company, and she was fascinated by that company, and she wanted to get that job with a particular salary in that company. And when the ad came up, she tried a couple of times. She did not get the job. So she came to me and she said, "This is what I want." And she told me the previous history about how she tried it. She did not get it, and it was some time back and all that. And so I did the spell for her. She did not get the job. So she came back to me and she said, "I did not get the job." I said, "Wait, it's not yet time." And she waited. Within 1 month, exactly after 1 month, maybe 45 days or so, she got another job, a much better job. and that too very near to her home, that she did not have to spend much money on travel also, and with a higher salary, all perks. And at the same time, she was seeing the ad for the previous company which she had applied and gone for the interview being repeated again and again. So she understood at that time that that particular job, was not meant for her, because there's something wrong there. If a job is being advertised again and again, means they are not getting the right person, or they are not, uh, I mean, whoever is coming for that job is not staying on that job, and that's why the ad is going on again and again. So she joined the new place, and she came and she thanked me. That is how spells work. May not work exactly as you want, but may work in a different way which is beneficial for you. Always keep this in mind. Thank you so much for watching. We'll meet again in another video. Please do subscribe and hit the bell icon if you have not done it before.